to do your Speak Out exercises. My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. We are a nonprofit speech therapy clinic solely dedicated to helping people with Parkinson's around the world improve their speech and their communication. I am going to take you through the 6 Speak Out exercises, and then we're going to do some exercises to strengthen the back of the tongue, which is essential for swallowing. Let's all go ahead and take a sip of water, and then we'll get started. All right. Ooh, I do not have my card. All right, we're going to do this by memory. Sorry about that. We're going to say may, me, my, mo, moo. All right, we'll connect it and speak out. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Another way we can do this is just to say the first syllable 5 times. So say may 5 times. Here we go. May, 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 may. All right. Now say me 5 times. Really get those M's in there. Here we go. Me, 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 me. Now we're going to say my 5 times. Speak out. My, 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 my. And the last one, we're going to say mo. Say it with intent. Project your voice forward. Mo 5 times. Mo, 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 mo. Did you notice that I had to take a breath in there? You can take a breath whenever you need to. Just keep the focus on speaking out. Let's go ahead and take a sip of water. We're done with the warm-up. The second Speak Out exercise is called the ah. We're going to sustain phonation of ah. Open the mouth wide and speak out. Ah. Don't let it trail off. Let's do it again.
We turn your volume up?
Oh, okay. Good. This one?
Yep. Turn it up just a little.
Where are we? Which one? This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You know, I think I turned that down when I was in a patient treatment. Sorry about it. Let's do another ah. Ready? Ah. Good. I bet you knew how to do the exercises even though the volume was down. Let's do another ah. Ah. About halfway through the ah, you might feel like you've got to give it another push. It may even feel like you're doing a crescendo where it's getting stronger, but what's really happening is your muscles are starting to relax, and so you're having to give them another boost in order to keep it the same. We want the same sound all the way through as best we can. Let's do one more ah. Ah. we are done with the ahs. Take a sip of water and we will move on to the glides. For the glides, I definitely want you to use intent. I don't want you to just start gliding. So I don't want, I don't want it like that. I want you to produce a steady ah and then go up. And make sure you're getting all those little notes in there. We want all the notes in there. Let's do it together. Stop. As you go down in pitch, it's kind of like a roller coaster. It's accelerating, getting stronger, and then it ends in front of you. It just doesn't fade out to nothing. Let's do another one. Stop. This exercise is directly linked to the expression of your voice. If you were to audio record yourself, would it sound colorful? Would it sound as expressive as you would like, or would it sound kind of flat and monotone? If you're missing notes in your conversational speech, meaning that your voice sounds flat, doesn't have enough expression, then I bet you might be missing those notes as you're gliding up. For example, when you glide, do you hear this note and then all of a sudden it jumps up here? What happened to all of these? When I work with someone, I say, try to get all the little notes in there. And for some reason, that cue helps. So focus on it this time. All the little notes. Here we go. Stop. Good. Let's take a sip of water, then we'll do one more. All right, one more. Stop. A question came in about the glides. They say, why is it easier for me to glide up than it is to glide down? Well, actually, it's different for everybody. Sometimes it's easier to glide up for some people. For other people, it's easier to glide down. It could depend on your normal pitch, your voice, and it also depends on which muscles are stronger. The other thing I want to mention, going up, sometimes what happens at first is people belt out that high. So they go, and it's just they belt it out. Well, guess what? It is easier to belt out that sound than to do it with control. Remember, dopamine controls and coordinates our automatic movements. So if you find yourself kind of belting out an ah, or going real high and it's real loud, we don't want that. We want it to be controlled. Let's do one more going up. All right, try to control it. Here we go. Good. Control. All right, we're going to move on to the next speak out exercise, which is the counting. We're going to do one that is a little bit more challenging, and it's surprising how challenging it can be, but we're going to count by fives. We're going to lift our voice and project it over an imaginary crowd. Your voice has to travel all the way to the back of the auditorium. You don't want your voice to fall on anybody's heads. Think about that. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Say 100 again and let it fly over the crowd. Ready? 100. You feel that it's reaching. Say it again. 100. Do the last line again, starting with 85. Ready? 85, 90, 95, 100. And you notice I had to take a breath in there. That's okay. Every time you say something, speak out. Don't think about the breathing. We're going to do it one more time. And how do we make it a little bit easier? We do it faster. So we'll do it a little faster this time. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Wait. All right. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to do it a little faster, but we are going to wait at the end of each line. Let me give you enough time to take your breath, do what you need to do. All right, here we go with intent. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, with intent. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Up and over. We are working the muscles vigorously. I like that word. Work them hard so that we will strengthen both the speech and the swallowing. Take a sip of water. Before we move on to our reading, I do want to thank Kiowa Kirin. They're a pharmaceutical company that is sponsoring these sessions all week. In fact, they committed to sponsoring a week of sessions for 5 months. So we're very grateful to them. It takes a lot of work, time, and money to put these together every day. So we're very grateful to them. Before we move on to the reading, there was not another question that came in. There was the question about the glides. But I'm going to show you a little clip of last year's virtual choir. Okay. We are, everybody is signing up to be in this year's choir. We're going to sing Sweet Caroline. And we're also going to sing our song at Parkinson Voice Project called We Find Our Voice. Last year we had 230 people with Parkinson's, their family and friends singing in our virtual choir. They sang We Find Our Voice. This year, all of you who are new will be added to last year's virtual choir, and then we will all sing Sweet Caroline, which is the brand new one. I'm going to let you just watch. We're not going to watch the whole song, but just a little clip of the song. So here we go. Give me just a second.
Speak up, speak out, be in control. Right clear voice, the aim, the goal. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Raise the volume in between. To say like a nightingale, to laugh like a child, to find the voice that will carry all the wisdom of our lives. To have no one's understand and brings unending joy. A simple action with intent. We find our voice. We find our voice. We find
The woman you saw at the end is Jeannie Adamson, our accompanist for our choir, and she is the one that wrote We Find Our Voice. So please check out our website, go to it, sign up to sing with the virtual choir, tell your Parkinson support groups, anybody can be in this choir. We want to have 300 to 400 people this year, so tell your loud crowds, tell your speech pathologist, and tell your family and friends. We're moving on to the reading now. This week we have been talking about the Olympics. And so what we're going to do, we're going to combine our reading, our strengthening exercises with our cognitive. And then we will have a bonus reading. So the word is volleyball. We're going to work on strengthening our muscles. Project your voice out. Say the word 5 times with intent. Volleyball. Volleyball, volleyball, volleyball. Now spell volleyball with intent. Connect the letters as best you can. Here we go. V-O-L-L-E-Y-B-A-L-L. Do it again and try to do it with more intent. Exaggerate and project your voice forward. Here we go. Do it twice. V-O-L-L-E-Y-B-A-L-L. V-O-L-L-E-Y-B-A-L-L. Not as easy as it looks, but what we're doing is we are coordinating, saying some sounds or words, then having to take a quick breath and say some more and take a quick breath, and that's what the reading exercise is for. Now for the cognitive, I'll ask you some questions and speak out. Use your best voice. Have you ever played volleyball? Now answer in a complete sentence. Have you ever played volleyball? When was the last time you played volleyball? And say every word with intent. Tell me the equipment. Name the equipment that you need to play volleyball. Lift your voice and speak out. All right, now we're back to the strengthening. Here we go. We're going to say water polo. Say it 5 times up and over the crowd. Water polo. Water polo. Water polo. water polo, water polo. I lost count. I don't know if I did that 5 or 6. Now do it faster. Say it 5 times. Water polo, water polo, water polo, water polo, water polo. Polo. Did you speak out? Do it again with intent and don't let it go to your back of your throat. Keep speaking out. Say it 5 times quickly. Water polo, water polo, water polo, water polo, water polo. Not the most exciting exercise, but it does work. Now we're going to spell it 2 times. Every letter with intent. We won't do it too quickly. Here we go. W-A-T-E-R-P-O-L-O. W-A-T-E-R-P-O-L-O. Are you able to speak out all the way to the end? That's what we're working on. Now let me ask you some questions. Answer in a complete sentence. Have you ever played water polo? Have you ever watched a water polo match? In what part of the world or what part of the country would water polo be popular? Describe water polo to someone who doesn't know what it is. I want you to say every word with intent. Lift your voice as you describe to someone who's never seen it or doesn't know what water polo is. Describe it. Go ahead with intent. Okay, did you use your best voice? That's the voice I want you to use all the time. It might feel like it's a little bit too loud. It might feel that way, but it will sound great to everybody else. And if you don't believe me, leave yourself a voicemail message using your best voice that might feel like it's a little bit too loud, and listen to the message and listen to how great it sounds. Take a sip of water and we're going to do Dr. Boone's words. Dr. Boone made up these nonsense words. Dr. Boone is a world-renowned speech-language pathologist and a voice expert who taught Parkinson Voice Project all about speaking with intent. The G sound, the K, and the NG, when you produce those sounds with intent, it forces the back of the tongue to go up, and you can't swallow if the back of the tongue doesn't go up. So if you have a hard time, if your swallowing is slow and takes a little time for it to kick in, it might be that the tongue is using small movements, very common with Parkinson's, and so we're strengthening it. So make sure you get these sounds and they're clear. Say each one 3 times. Here we go. Gu, la, gun, ga, ga. Don't trail off. Gu, la, gun, ga, ga. Again. Gu, la, gun, ga, ga. Next one. Ku, ka, man, gu, ka. Again. Ku, ka, man, gu, ka. One more. Ku, ka, man, gu, ka. 2 short ones, and then we'll do our bonus reading. Here we go. Gan, Gangla. Gangla. And the last one. Kukla. 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 Take a sip of water. Guess what? It's time for the bonus round of reading. I'm going to pull it up. And just talking about the virtual choir, I cannot stress how much this could help you. Your voice will get stronger. If you tend to stutter in your speech or tend to speak too quickly, singing is a wonderful exercise because you're singing with everybody else. So your fluency, it's a challenge. But also singing is on the opposite part of the brain as regular talking. So anything you can do to make your speech more fluent will help. And it's a wonderful way to connect with your family and to educate them more about what you're going through. All right, bonus round of reading. Here we go. This is challenging. We will upload this document in the chat feature on our website so you can practice at home. Here we go with intent. The Olympics through the years. The first modern Olympics were held in Athens, Greece. Let's stop there for a minute. That's the speed that we're going to go. You will notice as you read through that I put every word that comes before any punctuation, I put it in red. If you tend to stutter or tend to rush your speech, emphasizing the words that come before any punctuation will help you to stay on track. Here we go. Ready? The Olympics through the years. The first modern Olympics were held in Athens, Greece in 1896. So we're exaggerating the words in red. Here we go. In the opening ceremony, King Georgios I and a crowd of 60,000 spectators welcomed 280 participants from 12 nations, all male, who would compete in 43 events, including track and field, gymnastics, swimming, wrestling, cycling, tennis, weightlifting, shooting, and fencing. All right. Did you say each one with intent? Did you stretch it out a bit? Let's go ahead and start with who would compete. So let's start right here. Who would compete? Ready? Who would compete in 43 events, including track and field, gymnastics, swimming, wrestling, cycling, tennis, weightlifting, shooting, and fencing. All subsequent Olympiads have been numbered even when no games take place, as in 1916 during World War I and in 1940 and 1944 during World War II. Do you see how I'm stretching it out? I want you to do this, especially if you tend to rush your speech. I want you to start with as in and stretch out all the red words. Here we go. As in 1916 during World War I and in 1940 and 1944 during World War II. The official symbol of the modern games is 5 interlocking colored rings representing the continents of North and South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, and Australia. All right. During these practice sessions, I want to give you tips how to practice differently, how to improve your practice, but please make sure that you're working with a Speak Out provider one-on-one. Go to our website, find a therapist to help you one-on-one, because you won't reach your full potential without both one-on-one therapy and these home practice sessions. Have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow. Check out the Global Virtual Choir. I want all